and let us all do we can to build a better future. I believe in third parties. That's what this whole show has been about. Again, I believe in independent movements, and I want to be consistent here. And I know I've gotten some pushback. Okay, well, how can we talk about the libertarians? I do so to be consistent. I have to be consistent. I'm for free speech. I'm for independent media. I'm for getting money out of politics, and I'm for the rise of third parties. I believe in that. And I've interviewed the Illinois Green Party, Illinois Libertarian Party. I've interviewed independents. I've interviewed candidates who are running in third parties all across this country for various offices. And I believe the American people are being denied the right to choice. We need ranked choice voting. We need to see a rise in independence. And 50% of this country identifies itself as independent. So I want to pull up this video here from Larry Sharpe. And he talks about what he's dealing with in New York State. Now, of course, I'll challenge him. He's saying that New York State is probably the worst in regards towards halting third parties. I will challenge him in that debate in regards to Illinois and how draconian we are. But nonetheless, Larry Sharpe, who's a libertarian and a fellow Marine like myself, he believes in third parties as well. And he ran for New York governor. And shout out to Roger Meadows, who actually got him on board for citizen ballot initiatives. I think that's great. So I want to pull up this video here and talk about what's happening here in New York State, especially with what Larry Sharpe has to deal with. Now, I'm going to play this video in its full entirety, and I'm going to give my commentary at the end because I think it's important that we hear it in its full length right now.
So which state suppresses the most voters? I'm going to go with New York. Now, why would I go with New York? Because every election cycle, over 500,000 New Yorkers vote for the independent candidate. Well, that was true until last year. Last year, New York State decided to make it impossible for the independent governor candidate to get on the ballot. Impossible for you as an independent voter to make a decision on who to vote for in your state. They did that. Changed the rules and made it impossible. You might say, well, Larry, why didn't you try to fight it? I did. I spent days and hours and weeks and tens of thousands of dollars trying to fight this in county office buildings, in courthouses across this state, Western New York, New York City, and Albany, all over the place. And each and every time, judges didn't care. Each and every time, lawyers from the two major parties came by and stomped our rights so that we couldn't get our voice and our opinions out. That happened again and again and again. But we can change that. In fact, if you are an independent voter, you must change that, or you will have no voice, no chance, and there'll be no change in this state. You will get the same thing you've been getting again and again and again. How do we do that? Well, we are going to have to get out there and get 45,000 valid signatures across New York State in the springtime when there's still snowstorms in New York. We got to do that, and that's not going to be easy. But we can, because the state is going to fight us on that. And they're going to make sure we have to get 90,000 signatures and so many. But we can do it. It can be done. But once we get that, we then have to get 130,000 votes. We need 130K to play here in this state. Next November 2024, we have to get 130,000 votes. We can do that too. How? Head over to LarrySharpe.com and support me in this endeavor. Support me in this journey of raising the right amount of both volunteers and dollars to make this happen, to get people out and excited so we can get those signatures and then get the word out so that in 2024, we get those 130,000 votes and we get access to a ballot, which is the simplest thing. We can do it, but it's going to be hard. It takes time. It takes money. It takes energy. Support me in this endeavor. If you are an independent voter, you have no choice. It's that or you got to pack up and leave. Please don't leave. Stay here. Support this wonderful state. Support this endeavor. LarrySharpe.com. We can make a new way of fixing this state, a new way of thinking about elections. We can make a new New York.
I have to agree with this. And I want to be consistent here and say, listen, if you live in New York State, you know, I think we really have to fight for third parties. And yes, the Libertarian Party is a third party. Now, I'm not asking you to be friends or anything like that, but I think we need to look at this new movement of the need for third parties. And I encourage everyone to do so in your state to support Greens or any other independent movement. We have to fight for a better future. And so far, again, everything that Larry Sharpe is talking about in regards to the state of Illinois and what we have to go through, it's on par with what I've spoken to Illinois and Illinois libertarians and Illinois Greens. The Democratic and Republican Party here in Illinois put up roadblocks and prevent third parties from being on the ballot and being on the debate stage. The story is always the same. And I guess, hey, click, copy, paste. The story is the same in New York State. But I'll push back against Larry because I'll disagree with him on this one. I think Illinois is far worse. But nonetheless, every single state has laws that prevent third parties from fighting back. And we need to push back. We need to fight back. And I've had Larry Sharpe on the show twice. I've been on a show. I'll be going back on the show again on September 11th of this next coming month. And we need to start really talking about the need for third parties, the need for independence, the need for real pushback. I believe in having another choice to vote for. And I encourage all of you to do the same as well. We have to fight for a better future. And so if you want to help out Larry Sharpe, please go to this website. If you live in New York State, make it happen. I know Roger Meadows. I heard you recently call in on his show. Roger Meadows got Larry Sharpe, a libertarian, to consider and look at and supporting citizen ballot initiatives. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, we can talk to each other. I'm not asking us for all to agree or be friends or change each other's minds, but I mean, we got to start somewhere. So let's challenge the two-party system and cause a ruckus, because this is the only way we can do it.